What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely incredible day. I know I am. If you are, please press the like button. Otherwise, I'm going to feed you to your lizard. Yeah, that's right, that bearded dragon in 8th grade that you had that you forgot all about. It's been hungry, and if you don't press the like button, I'm going to feed it to you like Godzilla, or feed you to it. That's what I meant to say. So, yeah, press the like button. Otherwise, the lizard is going to get a tasty meal of your toes and your teeth. And trust me, lizards really like teeth. And, yeah, without further ado, let's get right into this. As you can tell, today we're going to be talking about a pretty weird kid that I went to school with. Alright, I don't know what it was about my school. Maybe it was something in the water, but basically every other kid was hiding some weird addiction, alright? Whether it be lizard milk, you know, milking a lizard, that's what she said. Or, you know, dressing up as a furry. For some reason, most kids in my school just had something weird about them. And this dude was definitely no exception. And, the mental breakdown he had while dressed up as a furry really just showed me that, you know, maybe not every furry that you meet is a meme, okay? Maybe some of them take it seriously, and being mean to them isn't very cool. But either way, it's gonna be a funny story. So without further ado, let's skedaddle into the paddle, or whatever I would usually say in this situation. So in my junior year of high school, I had this English class that was pretty dope. Our teacher was pretty chill, and for the most part, we would just kind of goof off in our class. Like, don't get me wrong, we learned some stuff, but it was definitely a class where you would joke around a lot. And there was this one kid who would constantly talk about being a furry and having a fursuit and how he was going to wear it to school. And I thought he was kidding, you know, because it's usually not something people flex that they're a furry. And like, if you are a furry and you're watching this video, I have nothing against you, okay? Like, for the most part, do what you want to do. If you want to dress up as an animal, it's not my cup of tea. I might make a joke or two, but I'm not going to stop you at the end of the day. It's your life. And if you feel like it's going to add to your life to dress up as a furry, go for it, dude. I don't care, you know? If that's what makes you happy, go for it. Live and let live, you know? Like, sure, I'm gonna make a couple jokes about how it's kind of weird to be a furry, but if that's what you want to do with your life, then go for it. And this kid was always flexing it, and I just thought he was kidding because the way he would say it was just funny. He would be like, I'm not comfortable in my human skin. I want to take it off with a cheese grater. Like, which sounds like a joke, you know? Because I even think furries out there definitely do not want to cheese grater their own skin off like a crappy pizza topping, alright? Like, welcome to Domino's. Today we got old furry human skin on our pizzas. How are you doing today? So obviously I thought this kid was kidding because it's not every day you hear somebody say that they want to cheese grater off their skin. That's not a common colloquialism up in high school. Whatever, this kid was definitely weird in other ways too. It wasn't just the fact he was constantly talking about taking his skin off with a cheese grater, alright? This is one of those kids that, I don't know what it was about him, but he just had to always have the edgiest thing to say. I'm sure you guys have a friend like this, you know? Like, if we're in English class talking about poetry, he would get up and talk about how he writes poems to battle his depression, like, you know. And look, I get it, people go through hard things, people experience a lot, but when one second you're flexing the fact that you want to cut your skin off with a cheese grater, and the next second you're flexing the fact that you write poetry when you're feeling sad, these two things, one of these things is not like the other, you know? It's just not. And beyond that, he would also just make it really hard to be friends with him. Like, he had this complex that he was smarter than everyone, you know? So you would try to be nice to him and try to have a normal conversation with a kid, and it would usually end with him calling you an idiot who doesn't understand the intricacies of life. Like, yes, I'm sorry. You are so much smarter than me. You are superior in every way, shape, or form. That is why you have no friends. You sit alone at lunch because your brain is too big to sit next to everybody else, you know? And like, I would try to be the kid's friend, not because I really thought he was a dope dude, but because I just felt bad that nobody else was his friend, and he would kind of get picked on sometimes. Then he would just make it really hard. Like, he would call me an idiot and act like there was no way I could understand what he's going through because it's just complicated. I have the problems of an animal and a human. And I was like, alright, dude, well then, I guess you don't need me to be your friend, you know? So it's not like this kid was the type of person where people would just pick on him for no reason. He definitely was a little bit of a douche canoe Daniel, you know? And, being a furry and asking to chop off your skin with a cheese grater does not help your situation when it comes to people picking on you. So we had this day coming up, and it was essentially career day. I don't know how to explain it. It was like, basically you dress for the career you wanted, you know, if that makes sense. So you would come to school dressed as a lawyer if you wanted to be a lawyer. You'd come to school dressed as a doctor if you wanted to be a doctor. I'm not really sure what it was supposed to do, like inspire the youth or whatever dumb teachers thing. You ever notice that teachers do this thing where they act like it's super inspirational to like do things that make no sense, you know? I remember my teacher would make us write letters to professions that we wanted to be like, as if, you know, that was going to inspire us somehow to be a lawyer. 10 years from now, I was going to be looking back and be like, you know, when I wrote a letter to a sanitation man in the 8th grade, I really knew that I wanted to be a garbage man. I don't really get the purpose of dressing up for the career you want in high school. Like, you're basically playing extreme dress up, but whatever, it's what our school made us do. So obviously the day is coming up, and it was a grade in our English class that we had to dress up for the career we wanted. So it's really not optional for us, you know, like, hey, you could not dress up, but then you're gonna get a bad grade. So you really had to just full send and dress up as the career you wanted. And I decided to be a little bit of a sarcastic douche canoe, and I decided to dress up as Ronald McDonald. So I pull up in the whole clown outfit, really getting ready to clown on some people. I thought it was funny, mainly because I didn't really know what I wanted my career to be. I thought I might want to be a lawyer, but I didn't know for the most part. So I figured dressing up as a clown would be the best move, because I kind of am a clown, you know. No one takes me seriously. I make a lot of jokes, so I roll up wearing a clown costume. And I did it ironically. Everybody kind of knew that I was joking around. I didn't actually want to be a clown. I got a couple laughs out of it. Teachers gave me weird looks. My job here was done, you know. I did my job of making people giggle at the fact that I dressed up as a clown. But whatever, the first couple periods go by just fine. I'm honking my nose, you know, making fun of everybody because I'm a clown. I'm just doing my future career. And I walk into English class, and sure enough, sitting there in the middle of class is a full-blown furry, okay? Like, and I'm not talking just the head mask. No, no, no. Homeboy pulled up in his whole fursuit, which, first of all, okay, here's the thing. If you want to wear your fursuit, that's fine. Go for it. More power to you, man. Be yourself. But really, for career day, you sat there and went, damn, I want to be a furry for my career? Who's going to pay you to be a furry? Last time I checked, there's not some company out there like, damn, get the salary book out. Kid's got a fursuit and a massive amount of potential. So obviously, people start walking in and are staring at this kid like, this is kind of weird, you know? Like, here's this kid dressed up as a fox, mask on and everything, sitting in English class, getting ready to write a poem about how hard it is to be a furry or whatever. And everybody in class is just kind of looking at him like this can't be real life, because no one would ever do this to themselves. It's basically social suicide. So the kids are coming in, and obviously everybody's staring at the furry and wondering what's going to go down. And our teacher walks in and sees him and basically says, hey, you know, I understand it's your outfit or whatever, but I'm going to need you to take the mask off because I don't feel comfortable teaching somebody with a mask on, you know? And this kid acts like she actually just said the N-word. She's like, he, is like, how dare you ask me to remove my mask and take off this costume? It's a part of me. I am a furry. I am part animal. And the fact that you don't understand that this is a part of me is disgusting. I refuse to take my mask off. And the teacher's like, well, the school dress code is you're not allowed to wear masks. It's a safety concern. Will you please take off your mask? I'm not saying you can't be a furry or whatever, but please just take off your mask. And this kid proceeds to not take these words into consideration, you know? And the truth of the matter is, it was not okay with the rules to wear masks at our school. You just didn't wear masks. I don't know why. Maybe they thought that Hannibal Lecter was going to pull up to the school and start eating children, but you're just not allowed to wear masks, and everybody knew that. But this kid acts like she is single-handedly destroying the furry community because he stands up and starts screaming about how furries are the most prosecuted group of individuals in America, and across the nation every day they're discriminated against. And dude, I hate to break it to you, furries aren't discriminated against because for the most part, no one can tell if you're a furry, alright? If you're at In-N-Out in normal people clothes, no one's gonna assume that you want to dress up as a fox in your spare time. And not to mention, you're not oppressed. Yeah, people make fun of furries, but I highly doubt out there is somebody who's like, you know what, in my corporation, I will not hire a furry. I refuse to talk to a furry. For the most part, if you're a normal person, no one's gonna know you're a furry, dude. But sure, keep talking about how furries are oppressed. You know, people are just really out there beating furries with nightsticks every day, apparently, in this kid's mind. It's just not happening. So he's screaming about how furries are oppressed and how every day he's messed with because he's a furry, and then flips his desk. Actually takes his little furry paws, flips over his desk, and keeps screaming. So at this point, our teacher's like, okay, obviously, I pressed a couple buttons that have never been pressed before. This kid is having a full-on mental breakdown, and I have no idea what to do. So she calls the office security guy, and basically is like, yeah, I have a kid in a fox costume freaking out. And when she says fox costume, Furry boy with all of his might screams, "It's not a costume!" Yes, that is right, man. You are actually a fox. Keep being that delusional dude who legitimately thinks that he became an animal overnight by wearing a costume. So, the security guy pulls up to the door and he's looking in. I don't know what he was expecting, but it's not every day in high school where you hear a call over the radio that you have a rabid animal freaking out and flipping over desks. So, he walks in and he's like, "Whoa, I wasn't expecting an actual fox." And the kid doesn't say a word. he growls like an animal and just charges this security guard full speed ahead. If the kid had teeth, I'm pretty sure he would have chomped down, maybe tried to get a chunk out of the guy's arm or something. So obviously our security guard is a big dude, just kind of is looking at this weird frail skinny kid in a fox costume, charging him full speed, and just proceeds to put him in a headlock. Which our security guards, like, if they were attacked, they had the ability to do so. It wasn't a headlock because he was choking him out or anything. It was just like trying to make the kid calm down because he was freaking out and he had no clue what to do. So the kid is growling and basically under his breath like, I will eat you, I'm gonna bite you, rah, rah, you can't hold back the fox, rah. And the entire class is like laughing at this point because this skinny kid is hysterically locked in a headlock while screaming about how he's going to bite everyone. Like, yeah, that's gonna make you not look weird, bro. Sorry. Why do people not like furries? Maybe because we just witnessed one have a mental breakdown and threatened to bite a security guard. That's not doing anything good for your cause, dude. I'm sorry. So the guy's having an absolute freak out, threatening to bite the security guard in his furry costume, just going on and on about how furries are discriminated against. And honestly, dude, people were just giving you weird looks. Nobody was mad at you. You got asked to take your mask off. That's literally it. I don't know what you expected to happen, but no one was sitting here like, oh, I will never associate with a furry again. Your mental breakdown was all on your own, bro. So he's fighting with the security guard for probably 5 minutes. The security guard says, I'm gonna need somebody else to carry this kid with me. And they finally subdue the kid to security guards, and they take off his mask. And the kid acts like they actually just tore off a piece of his ears. He's howling in pain. My face! My face! You guys ripped off my face! I don't understand how deep this kid was in a furry character, but when they took off his mask to carry him to the office, he acted like they actually Hannibal Lectered, took off his face with a cheese grater, and were wearing it as a mask. To this day, I have never seen anyone have such a freak out over taking off a Halloween costume mask, and I know it's more to that than furries, but trust me, if you wear it to school and attack a security guard, you kind of deserve to get your furry mask taken off. I'm not going to apologize for that. That's just what happens in these scenarios. So one takes his arm and one takes some legs, and they take him to the principal's office where he basically gets told that he's going to go to a special school. There's a school in Las Vegas where it's for kids with behavioral issues that need a psychologist, and they decide that would probably be the best fit for him, which is probably a good idea because he actually thinks he's a fox and is delusional to the point of fighting security guards with his fox costume on. It's probably a good idea to separate him from the general population, you know? Not the type of person you want to keep around young children. But on that note, guys, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, please feel free to press the like button. Let me know in the comment section down below what you enjoyed. Press the notification bell. Today's notification shout out goes to Aces Kingdoms. Big shout out to you for having notifications on. If you want a notification shout out, just send me on Instagram at Scrubby a screenshot of you with notifications on. I shout somebody out every video. But yeah, on that note, guys, that's going to do it. Don't get anyone pregnant. And if you do, make sure they're really hot and not a furry. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow with another video. I'm out. Peace.